But for the intervention of private legal practitioner Martin Kpebu, a teacher would have spent 20 years in prison for a crime he did not commit.
If you look at what Maxwell Barnier went through, it was traumatizing, to say the least, extremely traumatizing. Yeah, there were times that I couldn't even pick up his call because literally the passion, the same passion, maybe I say the emotions were high because you called, lawyer, I've not done anything, and it was high pitch.
For Maxwell, he had to look up to heavens because if he let a fraction of his sorrow out while in prison, a never-ending torrent of grief would follow. Maxwell was arrested and accused of defiling an 11-year-old student in one of the junior high schools in the Greater Accra region. Out of the 20-year sentence handed to him, he spent 6 years at Nsawam prisons before he was found innocent. His sentence came a day after he turned 42 years.
I went to a school to teach in Accra, and it was 2015 November. I'd been in that school for just 1 month, and after the months, there was an issue where they had to pay me. They not even paid me. I went to the school one Thursday, which submitted some exams questions, and right at the school's office, some people came for my arrest, told me we should go to the police station. So I asked them, what have I done? They said, when you reach, you know what you've done. We went there, they said, you've defied a schoolgirl. And I told them I've not done anything. I don't know anything about it. So they detained me at a cell and it went to court. And
okay, so how old was the schoolgirl?
She was then 11 years by then.
Okay, so that was in 2015?
That was in 2015. So probably now she will be around 18 thereby. Yeah.
Okay, let's go on.
Yeah, so that is what happened. And I had never met this. When she came to the police station, I saw her face and I got to know, I know her face in the school. But actually, I didn't even know the name. But because, if you are teaching, before you be able to know the names of the school children, it starts from the register. Once you are marking their register, then by then you get to know their names well. But I was then new in that particular school. So I knew her face, I didn't even know her name. So they charged me for defilement. It went to court. I was remanded and, the trial took almost 7 months.
In an interview with Citi News, Maxwell narrates the ordeal he had to go through while in prison. He says all he did in prison from sun up to sundown was to sit with his forehead against the wall, praying for God's intervention. But he is now a free man. He was released in April 2021.
Right from the onset, I said I don't know anything about it. So I pleaded not guilty. So when you plead not guilty, then, it starts from there. You have to get a lawyer and all that. So you go, come. And at the end of the day, after the 7 months, I was sentenced 20 years. 20 years.
So which court did they hear? Which court heard your case?
That was then Circuit Court 5. Circuit Court 5. In Accra. Yeah, Circuit Court 5 in Accra. Yeah.
And after the hearing, you were given?
Yes, after the hearing, I was found guilty by then, and the judge sentenced me 20 years. And after she pronounced the judgment, she was a female judge. After I raised my hand and told her, my lord, it is not true. So she told me, well, you can file appeal. But it was a bitter moment, a very painful experience, knowing within my heart that I've not committed any crime. It was very painful, because within me, I knew I had not committed any crime.
He laments that stigmatization has been a major cause of worry for him since his release. Maxwell, however, urged the judicial system to be careful in convicting and sentencing persons brought before the court.
Treat everybody equal. That is what the Constitution says. You don't look at some people and look at the background. The person starts in court, say, you who came with you. You don't have anyone by you, so you are going. I think the justice system should work. Institutions should work in this country. Because I don't think that you can just take somebody's son to prison like that. When I mean somebody, I mean those in authority. You can't do that to everybody. Why me? Am I not a Ghanaian? Or the Constitution excludes certain people?
Meanwhile, his lawyer, Martin Kpebu, says efforts have been put in place for him to be duly compensated by law.
By law, if that is a constitutional provision, if a person is unjustifiably imprisoned, that person is entitled to compensation. It's the Supreme Court that determines it. So what we are doing is that we are currently in the process of applying. So the court will certify that, yes, this person merits some compensation. Then the Supreme Court will look into it and then grant some compensation, depending on. The sum of compensation is not fixed. It depends on a lot of factors, but key amongst them will be who is the person who was in prison